Hey, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of the RAILBAITED podcast. I'm one of your four lovely hosts, Tyro, Boy Wonder. You know him, you love him, winner of Best Demo Man and Most Popular, and probably some other award that I forget.
The man who works in a factory comes home, plays Minecraft, and builds a factory to relive his life. He-Man.
Hey, it's Potato Rochelle here. And I also play Minecraft, but not too often. I usually play Pokemon Go.
Hey, it's me, your boy Xenon, but without the non, so it's me, Z, coming at you.
All right. Well, let's get right into this, shall we? So first up on the agenda, we took a little bit of a break, but now that we're back, I think we should start off the same way as we always do and tell a story. Who wants to start off? Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go.
All right, He-Man, let's hear your story.
This time, it's not a wagey story. It's actually from TF2.
What?
Ooh.
Wow.
Alright, now this isn't a how we met story. This is just kind of a dicking around trying to find servers story. So, excuse me, I had to clear my throat. One day, I usually I'm determined to go find, new communities, new servers to hang out on, and I found one called Strawberry's Trade Server.
Oh boy, I love this one.
Now,
Oh god.
this server was run by some girl who literally looked like a plastic Barbie doll through her, Steam profile picture. I'm talking like heavy Botox and makeup.
My type.
And she was just so fucking stupid. My god, she was so dumb. So, I'm dicking around on the server. I get, Tyro and Saber at the time. Saber to come on, Assassin, got them all coming on. Playing around the server, having fun, messing around. Then one day she says she's accepting admin. So, literally just over the microphone, I say, hey, I got lots of admin experience, and a lot of people like me here because of my voice. And that's actually true. I get a lot of compliments for my voice on the server because a lot of gay retards on that server. So I literally get admin on the spot, and from there, all hell breaks loose. Now, I'm not saying if I ever get admin on any other servers, I'd abuse it. It's just that this server was just a total joke, and admins would abuse their powers anyways. So I thought, how about I turn the server inside out using me and the guys? So, so one day we get Saber on the server. Saber's a very good scout player. Just a good player overall.
Rest in
So
peace.
what I do is I give him, rip Saber. What I do is I actually give him God mode, and basically he'd go God mode and kill everybody, and just trash talk everybody, calling people trash, and everyone would think he's hacking. So like Strawberry and other admin would ban him. But I'd just go back in the source bans and unban him, and he'd come back. I'd give him God mode, and he'd keep killing everybody. I'd give God mode to, just pretty much anybody, and they just, just go crazy. But I don't know. Somehow Strawberry then finds out, and then she starts flipping out at me through Steam chat. And I, of course, I'm just being an edgy bastard saying LOLK and shit like that. Then I don't know how it happened, but then she removed my admin and said something about her having depression because like her brother died in a car crash or some bullshit. This was actually all made up, by the way. She was just saying this to make me feel bad, but of course I didn't give a shit anyways. So after all that, she bans me, bans Tyro, bans everybody.
Except
my buddy-
Assassin.
Except, yeah, he white knighted the fuck out of her. Probably get her to show her. He probably wanted to see them plastic titties. But actually, I got my friend Big Snack on there. He's a friend from Hatton's Hat Club, which is way back in the day before I met all these guys. Basically, when we all get banned, he just throws the last punch. because I told him all about like her brother dying in a car crash and everything. What he said before he left, he said, "Wow, this server is deader than Strawberry's brother." So put the
Damn.
final nail in the coffin.
Oh,
Then he got permabanned, and the whole server was empty except for her. So we literally just kind of destroyed it. I even look at the server; it's still on my favorites list today. Hasn't had a single player for a year. It's like
That brings a
that's
tear to my eye.
yeah, that's
ooh.
my story, right? There's a lot more to it. I just can't remember it all off the top of my head, though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Glorious justice.
Dude, her brother
Yep.
is more dead than Lidnut's dog.
All right, I'm gonna go next. So, I've heard lots of people saying that He-Man's more interesting than me, you know. So I thought I'm gonna kick it up a notch and tell one of my favorite stories. I'm gonna talk about the Fight Club in my high school. So back in high school, back in high
Jesus.
school, I was in the band, right? And we had these like practice rooms that you could go in and you were supposed to practice. We didn't practice in there. So we decked our practice room out and like had it with like neon lights, like Christmas lights, a strobe light, and we had like a speaker system set up in there. And so we would just chill in there after school playing music while we were waiting for our cars and stuff. And then one time, because I was a stupid kid and literally just put any song I found audibly pleasing on my iPod at the time, I had it on shuffle, and it changed from the normal stuff that I'd play to the Mortal Kombat theme. And I was like, "Oh, sorry about that," and I went to change it. But then the other guys are like, "Nah, keep it on." They turned on the strobe light, and then they just started like fighting. And then we had every day for like I want to say a month. We'd go up there and like we'd pick two people to fight, and they'd fight, and we'd bet on the fights. And like I don't remember if we bet real money or not. We probably didn't. But I always played the Mortal Kombat theme. And there was one of my friends, John Flores. He was the champion of the Fight Club, you know. He was Asian and he'd just like they'd always say, "Man, he's got the power of karate behind him," you know? But and then like he'd always win. But so there were two instances of Fight Club that stand out to me in memory. One of them, there was this kid named Rain, which was your token stoner kid.
Oh
And
boy.
and you know, he was really tall but kind of really scrawny. And then there was another kid named Casey, and Casey was scrawny but a little shorter than Rain. So we decided that they were like in the similar weight class. I don't know how, but we decided that was okay and that they could fight because they wanted to. So we start the Mortal Kombat theme and we go, and then Rain like pushes Casey into the wall, and then socks him right in the eye, and gives him a black eye. Now the whole time the band director knew we were up there like wrestling, and he didn't really mind, or he's like, "Ah, stupid kids" or whatever. He was a cool dude, but this time he had to he had to explain to the kid's mom how he got the black eye. She didn't care though; she thought it was funny. But that was one of the instances. But the other one was the one that ended Fight Club. So as I said before, my friend John Flores was the champion. Now there's this other kid named Tony, and Tony was really he was on the heavier side, kind of. He wasn't really fat, but he was on the heavier side. And he's like, "I've had enough of you, John. Let's go." And then so John's like, "All right, whatever." So they get to it. John's clearly in the lead, and then somehow Tony manages to get John on the ground and just sits on him, and he won't move. And John's just sitting there on the ground like, I give, and then he had to like And then Tony got off of him and was like, "Yeah, I'm the champion. I'm the best. Y'all can't even do this or whatever." And then so my friends Mel and Diesel, they they decide, all right, we gotta show this guy a lesson, and they start like ganging up on him, like kind of like punching him in his sides and stuff, and like in the gut. And Tony's just taking all of us, and he's like trying to fight them off, and he takes Diesel down with him, and he lands on Diesel's hand, and like Diesel's hand, like he landed on his pinky funny, and like broke the pinky, and the nail ripped off, like the nail of the pinky. And like he's just, we thought Diesel was joking at first, because that's just the kind of guy Diesel is. He's a really funny guy, so we thought he was joking. We were like, haha, look, haha. And then he showed us, and he's like, it's the nails ripped off, and it's kind of bent wrong, and we're just like, oh gosh. So then he had to go to the hospital.
Funny guy.
And our band director was like, all right, no more. And then to like beat it all, Diesel was like the best tuba player we had at the time, I'm pretty sure. And he broke the pinky on the hand that he had to play with. So for the whole rest of the year, he had to play with the other hand. He had to reach around the thing to grab it.
God.
It was so
He
stupid.
couldn't play tuba no more.
It was so
Poor
funny.
guy.
Oh, I remember another one actually. Before that, I actually fought Diesel, because they were like, "Man, Jonathan, you keep DJing. You gotta get in the fights." And I'm like, "All right, fine." And then I thought I could take Diesel, but I was wrong. So someone starts the music, and I like charge in, like laughing. Diesel wraps his arms around me and pretty much suplexes me, and I land on my back, and I'm just like, oh. And then I'm like, yeah, this is why I stick to DJing. It was so fun though. That's my story. Who wants to go next?
You could go. You could go, Z. I don't really
All
have a
right,
story.
Z.
All right, my debut. Now, let me tell one of my favorite stories, and I think some of the Weep Squad's favorite story, about how I used to be an admin in RAILBAITED, and
Ooh,
how
I
I
love
lost
this
it.
one.
Now, wasn't RAILBAITED, it was Ember Core at the time, for my boys back home that remember this. And the community was kind of shitty. The admins were kind of shitty at the time. We had Baka and K-Cole. They were our Zam man at that time. And they had admin applications open. And I decided, hey, why don't I apply for admin? And eventually I applied, and I got it, and I got it with my friend Saber, rest in peace, his soul, God bless, and a few others, one of them being Agent Barrel, and eventually Zero got admin later on. Now, eventually something happened. I'm not sure what happened, but Agent Barrel had lost his admin. And I thought to myself, hey, that's funny. Why don't I ridicule him?
Of course.
To
And so,
add to this real quick, I do want to mention that us and Beryl were really cool back in the day. He was actually part of the first iteration of the Weeb Squad when we used to hang out in the Steam chat. But then he did this. So go ahead, Z. Tell the rest of the story.
and so I guess you could accuse me or say that I was bullying poor Agent Barrel. And it seemed like Agent Barrel was pretty ticked off about all of this. And I get a message. And I get a message from Switch, who was owner of the server at the time. And turns out Agent Barrel was crying and whining about me bullying him, to the point that he had to complain about me. And I get a message from Switch, and he's like, hey, what are you doing? You're not doing your job. I gotta fire you. And I'm like, I asked him, is this about Agent Barrow? And he tells me, it doesn't matter what this is about. I'm like, what? And I lost my admin. And to this day, anytime I see Agent Barrow, anytime I see his name, hear his name, I get really, really angry. Because Agent Barrow cucked me out of my own admin. Agent Barrow, if you're listening to this, go fuck yourself. Oh, good.
Wow.
Z
That's
already
my
won
story.
the award for best story ever told. My goodness. That's a classic.
Did Swish
right there.
actually? Did Swish actually say I'm gonna fire you?
He didn't say fire you. He was like, "Hey, I have to take away your admin." I was like,
Oh.
Oh God.
Well,
Oh man.
least for last, you know what I'm saying? Nothing really happened this week, so I'm gonna tell you a story from my past. Now, I actually told this with the guys, but recently I remembered there was a blackout back in New York, back when I was younger, and it kind of like I kind of like reminisce about this because I remember the blackout being really cool, but I'm probably sure that if I had a blackout today, I'd be really pissed off because I couldn't like shitpost. I guess back then I didn't have like a lot of internet. So anyway, back then while the blackout was happening, I was watching Courage the Cowardly Dog, and it was like this episode where Miriam and Eustace got turned into cows or something. And to this day, I don't know the end of that episode because during the blackout, it just stopped all of a sudden. I was like, "What? Who turned off the TV?"
"Oh,
And then I
man."
figured out it was a blackout. It was. I have to say, I remember it being fun, but I'm sure everyone was like really worried and stuff. I still don't know what happened in that episode to this day. So yeah.
Rip. All right. Well, let's move forward to our next topic. You know, I only felt like it was appropriate that we tell this story, but I want to tell a story about how I met our good boy Z here.
Oh god.
This is Z's favorite story.
I'm gonna kill myself live.
So, once upon a time, I joined Arena 2 Fort. At the time, it was Dex and Des, I believe. I think it wasn't Embercore yet. And, you know, there was this kid that's been on for a few weeks now, but he's saying that he has an unusual and that he'd like to sell it. And, you know, I'm like, hey, I like unusuals. I'm gonna buy this unusual.
God.
So I ask him what he wants, and he's a very simple man at the time, you know, and he asks for stranges, and on top of all these stranges, I gave him like, I want to say like 10 stranges. On top of all these stranges, he also wants a big country for the engineer. He says that's his favorite hat, so he wants that hat. So I'm like, well, I have all these strangers you want, but I don't have this big country. So then I went on trade servers and, you know, I was like, man, I'm looking for a big country. No one had a big country at all. And, you know, Blake the Cake and Squilliam kept messaging me like, oh, I'm about to make the trade with Z. Oh, I'm going to get his unusual. Oh, and I'm like, man, I got to get this big country. So finally, this is where I had never told Z. I actually scammed a kid out of the big country.
Oh no.
Oh,
This kid
no.
had one, and I said, hey, when I get this unusual for this big country, I'll give you half the value of the unusual for this big country.
I'll give you half the hat.
So the kid's like, oh yeah, I could use a bud or two. So he gives me the big country, and I give it to Z, and I blocked the kid that I got the big country from.
Oh no.
And That's when I stopped going to Pink Taco server, because then I was an outlaw for scamming this kid out of his big country. But
no.
I eventually had to go back because I was like the only trading server. But then I finally get to trade Z, like 10 strangers and a big country for this this steaming it was a smoking shooter solotopy. It was a garbage hat, but at the time it was fairly new, like smoking, so the hat was worth like 4 buds. But you know, I sharked Z out of this hat in a way, because I got it for around, I don't know, like at the time it was like half a bud in Stranges and the big country. But what else was there? So then I kept him on my friends list, and he kept coming on the server, and we just kind of became friends, I guess. I don't actually know how that worked out, because he should hate me, but he doesn't.
No, deep down I do. I just
He tolerates me.
Let me give a little more insight. So this was the year when TF2 became free to play, and you needed to buy something in order to become like non-free to play. So I was like, okay, why don't I buy something from the TF2 store? And I thought, oh man, I'm gonna be the best sniper in the world. So I buy like the sniper starter kit, but since I have like $3 in my Steam account, I'm like, well, why don't I open up a crate? And the first crate I opened comes this smoking solo toppy. And I'm like, oh shit, my 14-year-old or 15-year-old body and hormones couldn't handle or fathom what was happening right now. But I told myself, and as Taro said, I was a simple man. I told myself, man, this is nothing. I don't need anything from it. And so I was asking for it at such a low price, and to this day I just feel regret, shame, and other emotions that, you know, the synonyms of them. And yeah, and those 10 strangers Tyro gave me, no idea what happened to them. My inventory anymore. I have this pattern in my life that whenever I get really rich in TF2, it all disappears in 2 weeks. But yeah, that's my side of my life.
And you
My
know,
goodness.
I always told Z that the second I get some exposable income, I'm gonna get him another Solotopy, just like the one I scammed him out of all those years ago. Even though I bought him the League skin to make amends, I still feel bad. I'm still gonna get him the Solotopy. He wanted the TPA Oriana. That's all he wanted.
Hey man, chill. TPA Oriana was my waifu at the time.
Now it's Kled.
Oh, man.
Oh, Kled.
Kled Jungle.
Kled Jungle.
Alright.
My goodness.
So that's that story. I thought it was fitting to tell it. So, moving along, however, we do have a new year. It's already been in full effect, kinda. However, there's nothing new. Nothing's happened except for Trump getting in office.
Hey, Trump pop
That's it. There's no movies. There's no music. There's nothing.
A dog's purpose.
They tried to drown that dog.
The dog was drowning.
That's how you know it's good.
Oh.
So, let's think about what potential new things can happen throughout the year that, you know, people might not expect. You know?
I want Baron Trump to spurg out live on TV.
You know what? You know what'd be funny? I just thought of this. You know what'd be funny if Kanye West died?
No!
That'd be funny.
We can't lose the most influential artist of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
I just want to see the butthurt liberals for the next 4 years. And like there just be Just a second American Civil War and just have like our whole government just collapse and built anew.
I think we're gonna get a new Christopher Nolan movie this year. Mark my
Ooh.
words. That's my surprise that I think is gonna happen.
Dude, I hope Avatar 2 comes out.
Yeah, don't you hear that in Christopher Nolan's upcoming movie, One Direction, the entire band will be in the movie? Because you don't know you're beautiful, and
Oh my
that's
god.
what makes you beautiful.
Dang
Oh my
it.
god.
You're a perfect addition, Z.
Thank you, I try.
Xenon.
It's me, Xenon. Without the non.
Xenon.
The Railbaited podcast now with 100% less non.
Oh boy.
All right. So any other surprises you think that could happen? You know,
Ooh, what? I wonder what's gonna happen on the 1 year anniversary of the assassination of Harambe. Hashtag
God.
boy.
hashtag
They
Black
killed
Lives
his
Matter.
grandmother. They did.
You know,
It's fucked up.
if there was something that if I wanted to talk about seriously that I do actually want to happen this year, I want Saber to come back. Saber, if you're listening,
Oh,
you my dog. Drop that crack pipe and come home.
Oh,
crack
Saber!
pipe.
Drop
Rest
that
in
crack
peace,
pipe.
Saber. He smoked weed and
Yo,
now he's gay.
Drop that crack pipe and pick up the joypad.
Straight up, I'm gonna see Saber doing heroin on Snapchat one day. I swear to God.
Saber's gonna
Just
be that guy.
straight up, just shooting up.
You know what? A surprise that can count for this year, guys? The official Weeb Squad meetup at Taco
Hey.
Bell. Wow!
Oh.
Well, possible.
Yeah, that's
WeebCon
that might happen.
2017.
WeebCon. All right. Speaking of Taco Bell, you know, let's get into our favorite fast food joints. I'm gonna skip that one until afterwards. So, you know,
I guess so.
lots of us like fast food. You know, it's cheap, easy to get, and tastes all right. So what are our
Oh, yeah.
favorites? And what are our favorite things to get? So He-Man, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'll go. Well, I mean, this year I'm trying my hardest to cut out a lot of fast food. But like, I have to say like, would you consider Chipotle fast food?
I don't, but I mean,
Well, I mean, yeah, I can't cut out Chipotle because that's somewhat healthy, and you know, I gotta get my fixin' in. But yeah, I always like Subway. I mean, I gave out my ideal sandwich on like the last podcast or one before that, but I like Subway a lot. I hate going to Subway and I hate the experience. I just, you know, get my sandwich and get the fuck out of there. But yeah, I like Subway subs. Now McDonald's. The only thing I ever get at McDonald's are just a fry and those chicken McGriddlers. Oh man, how come they didn't put those on the freaking menu sooner, dude? It's just the McGriddles
it's
with
on
chicken.
the secret menu. It's not even technically a real
Really?
thing. Yeah, they don't actually sell them here. I had to
Oh
order
well, I mean
it, and then
they sell them here, yeah.
do they put the egg and cheese and stuff on there?
No, it's just chicken and two McGriddles. That's all it
Okay.
is.
Yeah, that's what they did with mine. I was kind of disappointed that there was no egg and cheese, but
I ordered a sausage McGriddle, you know, just a sausage in the McGriddle, and she just gave me the McGriddle without the sausage.
what?
Oh my
And then,
god.
and I asked her what happened, and she's like, "You asked for the McGriddle, not the sausage McGriddle." And I got really
Oh my god!
But
My
Oh,
uncle
man.
apparently went to Wendy's and they gave him a burger without the meat on. How do you
Oh my
even forget
God.
that?
That's a salad.
Salad.
Oh my goodness.
But you know, I like McDonald's every now and then. I've been more prone to Burger King here recently though.
Oh,
'Cause
Burger King is the
They
best
got
dollar
the,
menu.
yeah, they got the rodeo burger, and those
Love
long cheeseburgers. Oh my gosh.
Don't forget the grilled dogs. Well, I mean, I don't think you like hot dogs though, but
I
their
don't.
chili dogs are pretty legit. I love their chili dogs.
I really liked their Cheetos chicken fries that they had back for
Oh
a while.
no.
Those were actually really good. They were better than the normal chicken fries.
So
I
he
swear.
claimed.
I swear they were. They were for me at least. I wish they'd bring them back. I miss them. But,
I had the freaking mac and Cheetos, man. Those are bad.
those weren't bad. They were alright.
Those are oh
They were
man.
okay for me.
Those sound gross.
They weren't the best thing ever, but they were okay.
All right, let me tell you about my favorite fast food joints. When I'm feeling pretty poor, when I like, and I mean like $3 in my wallet poor, I'm feeling Burger King. When I'm in for those of you listening, I'm an economics major, so I'm a penny pincher with my money. And for those of you that don't know what a penny pincher means, it means I'm a Jew. And and so when I'm feeling like a Jew, I go to McDonald's with the McDonald's app, and I'm always that one guy who kind of pauses the line because he has to use the McDonald's app, and the cashier's like, dude, he has the McDonald's app. What the fuck do we do?
Oh, no,
And then they have to call the
they're
manager.
worried.
And then they're like, oh, now the manager doesn't know. Like, oh, fuck. These people exist.
It's like you're a robber and like you pull out your phone and he's like, no.
The
Exactly.
McDonald's app, my weakness.
And so that's when I eat McDonald's. But when I feel like I'm treating myself, I eat Wendy's. Wendy's
Oh yeah.
is my fave out of the three. So
yeah, I agree.
Wendy's, if you're listening to this podcast, you my dog.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, sponsor us, Wendy's, for our
Ooh,
25 viewers.
I can go for a Wendy's sponsorship.
5 of them Tyra.
Bro, I got
Suck
the
my dick.
I got the Tyro's Wendy's special right here. So I get the Baconator, the like $1.99 thing of spicy nuggets, the a fry, and a frosty and a sweet tea. That's the Tyro Wendy's special right there. My goodness, it's so good. I'm so fat though.
I always just get like I just get like a chili and a large fry and call it a day there.
Bro, their spicy nuggets are legit, man.
Oh yeah, I used to get those a lot, but like oh god, I gotta stop with fast food. Like I'm doing really good this new year. I've only probably been to a fast food place only once, which is still way more than you should in a month. But yeah.
There's no Wendy's where near I live. Pisses me off.
Oh.
Never tried it.
In Ohio, there are Wendy's everywhere because they were founded here.
Also, shout outs to Taco Bell, the best fast food restaurant of all time.
Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I like the
Banger
chocolate
dollar.
taco.
Yeah, Z would say, you my dog.
Yo, Taco Bell is a new dollar menu, like their new value menu. I screw with it. Like it's pretty decent. Like Burger King and Taco Bell, if you're listening, you my dog.
Oh my god. All of you sponsor us. Okay. Now I think the definition of fast food is food you get like really quick and it's cheap. And I live in New York, and as Tara said, it's like the pizza capital of the world, next to Italy, but fuck them. And we have a lot of good pizza, and it's really cheap. Like there's a pizza shop across like from where I live, $4 for 2 slices, and like $4.50 for 2 slices and a can of Coke. Like it's really, and there's this pizza shop near the Seinfeld restaurant that I live nearby. Like Tom's restaurant. They sell like these huge slices of pizza, like single slice. Like a single slice costs like a $4.50, but it's like you could fit like 4 Domino's like slices into it. It's nuts.
But can it beat Papa John's?
No one beats Papa.
Papa's in the house.
Oh,
If you
yeah,
if you eat any mainstream pizza places in New York, you get banned from the city. The Mayor de Blasio comes. He's like, "You're banned. You can get out." If you enter a Domino's or a Papa J's. So yeah, I eat pizza every day. And I'm not ashamed to say it.
I think you should see a doctor.
I think my body's it's becoming used to it. Like it doesn't really like weigh me down too much. I think my body is like used to it by now. Like he's eating it too much. I can't change this.
Well, Nick, if you ask me, I think you need to switch up your diet. And speaking of switching, the new
My
Nintendo
God.
Switch got announced.
Let's switch.
Oh god.
So, guys, how do we feel about the Nintendo Switch? Anyone?
I'll go last.
All right. Z, how about you
I
kick
like
us off?
Oh yes.
All right. So, I was there when the announcement came on it, and I was watching it, and I was like,
You
"Oh
watched with
man."
me and Ada, I think.
No, I don't think so. I think I was
Oh.
off Discord that
Oh,
time,
okay.
and so I was watching it, and I'm like, "Oh man, I bet they're gonna show us everything is gonna be so cool," and then they decide to start us off with the game changer, the game of the year, the greatest game of all time, 1-2 Switch. And I'm just there thinking like, why do they always have to do this? They always have to make that one game that emphasizes on the gimmick of the Nintendo console, and it pisses me off. But then they started showing this trailer, this video, and it's just a man and an Asian girl fighting with the Joy controllers, and then their arms change into springs, and I'm like, what is this? And then I start getting hyped, and then it's their new IP, Arms, and I start getting hyped, and then they start showing Splatoon, and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, it's Splatoon HD. But no, then I see Rolling, and I'm like, oh, Splatoon 2? And then they show Mario, and I'm like, oh boy, Mario. So overall,
Rock City.
oh god. But overall, I'm pretty hyped about the Switch. I actually like the Switch, kind of. Like, it's not like my most favorite, but it seems like enjoyable. It could be better than the Wii U. Oh, and yeah, Zelda's okay. Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I really
Zelda's
like
okay.
the mobile aspect of it, how you can take it with you. Like, sure, it's not like the most like easy to carry around thing, but that mobile aspect alone is what made me say, yeah, I'll probably ask for it for my birthday and try to get it because I can play it like in between classes because I have large gaps in between my classes this semester. But
You could bring it to prom.
yeah, I could bring it to pro, and plus, like, you know, I heard some rumors that there was gonna be a Smash Bros for the Switch, and that's that's one of my favorite games of all time. So I gotta hop on that. I remember back in high school, I'd have to lug my Wii U to school, and then the kids would line up to be beaten by me. Like,
In a perfect world.
Not like Fight Club though.
I only lost once, and then I was like, "You got lucky. Play me again." And then I won. I beat him, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I did get lucky." And then we walked away. Cause like that time I dumpstered him. I didn't just like, "Oh, I barely won." No, I dumpstered the guy.
Poor bastard.
So that aspect of it looks really appealing to me. The Mario game looks cool. Arms looks cool. And, you know, they can do lots of other stuff with it eventually. Probably some sort of Pokemon game eventually, which would be nice. So, yeah, I think it's pretty good so far. You know, the one drawback is the paid internet. But, I mean, every other console has that. So why not? You know?
I might as well give my review on the Switch or Twitch, whatever it's called. For me, I've never been a fan of Nintendo. Like, I've only owned Pokemon Sapphire, Leaf Green, Diamond, and Platinum. That's it. Those are the only Nintendo games I've ever owned. Like, I've never liked. Well, I mean, the only reason why I probably don't like Nintendo is because I never had any of their games. I had the PlayStation 2 growing up, and with the strict parents, like, oh no, you can't get another game system. You already got this one. And since Nintendo's only limited to Nintendo, I couldn't play any Nintendo. So for me, I don't care about the Switch. I mean, I got my computer and I got my PS4. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I got things to say about the Switch. The treehouse was nice. The translator was stupid, but he got fired. But the treehouse was nice. He did get fired. They asked 2 days later. He was like, "Hey, can we get a new translator? This one's shit." So yeah, the treehouse was nice. The Mario game looks nice. 1-2 Switch looks gimmicky. Arms looks gimmicky. I'll talk about that soon. Arms looks neat. Zelda looks fantastic. All the games they showed are great. There are like a few drawbacks. A lot of drawbacks, actually. Battery life, 3 hours to 6 hours. That's It's if you're playing Skyrim on it, it's 3 hours. If you're playing like Binding of Isaac, it's like 6 hours. So it's fine, but still, it's been the price of the peripherals, like the Joy-Con, I think costs like $70 for both Joy-Cons, like $50 for one Joy-Con, I think.
That's always been a Nintendo trademark, though, of the overpriced accessories, in my opinion.
Has it?
I remember the Wiimotes costing like way too much for me to ever want to buy multiple of them, but you needed to, and all that jazz.
Well, that's another benefit of the Switch, is that it comes with 2 controllers. The controllers are really small, but still, it comes with 2 controllers. So good for multiplayer. Some of the bad things, though, the paid internet. Tyro's right that a lot of systems have paid internet, but it's not really setting a good example, because Nintendo's like, oh, Nintendo's not gonna fall for this greedy shit. But then they do it. It's like, what the fuck? And then they say that they're going to give people games each month that they have the subscription. But the thing is, what I've been hearing is that they don't give people games. The games are given to you for 30 days, then you have to buy them. Which isn't fair, because fucking PlayStation and Xbox people give their people games and deals and stuff. What the fuck? Also, another problem with the Switch and with Nintendo in general are it's the virtual console prices. I went on my virtual console Wii U the other day. $5 for the original Super Mario Bros. $5. You know how easy you can play Super Mario Bros on shit? You can play Super Mario Bros on your fucking TI-82 calculator. That's not even a joke. You probably can.
I was playing it on my TI-42 calculator the other day.
But seriously, the prices on the virtual console are stupid. They need to lower them, something more reasonable. I pay $1 for Super Mario Bros. The original. $1. That's it. Nintendo has to recognize the easiness of pirating most of their games.
Yeah, Nintendo, if you're listening to our podcast, you're a follower, and no one likes followers. So Nintendo, shame on you.
Nintendo, you my dog.
No, Nintendo, you ain't my dog. You're like 50% of my dog, but
anyway,
the top part.
Anyway, another thing that's wrong with the Switch is that 1-2 Switch, the game they showed, the gimmicky game that they showed, costs $50. Yeah, $50 full price. for this gimmicky game that you're probably gonna play for like an hour and then like put on your shelf. Like they gave the Wii Sports fucking for the Wii when it first came out. I know not in Japan, but still, Wii Sports was like it was a way to like test the console, you know, see how you like use like the motion control and stuff like that. 1-2 Switch, you could do that with the Wii. It's nothing new. You play fucking you can fucking High Noon, your best friend. Oh, oh wow, that's really cool, you know. Not $50 cool though. And the last thing I'm gonna talk about that's bad with the Switch is the launch titles. We get Zelda, and that's it. That's it. You get Zelda.
But New
you get-
Donk City.
Mario isn't on the launch. You're not getting Mario launch
Oh, that's
day.
right. Oh.
You get Zelda. You get Bomberman. You get fucking I don't even know. You get 1-2 Switch.
Man, who
Like-
buys launch titles anyway?
I don't even think Puyo Puyo Tetris is a launch title. It makes me upset.
I don't even know what that is, but I mean, you do get some virtual title stuff on launch day, like Binding of Isaac and like World of Goo. But you already get Binding of Isaac on your computer, so I'm not gonna get it again on the Switch, even though it's mobile. So, when I'm saying all this negative shit, you must think I hate the Switch, and I don't hate the Switch. The Switch looks cool. I want to love the Switch. I want to be happy about getting a Switch, but I don't know. I just can't be hyped for it, you know? I just can't be hyped about like video game stuff. And I'm not gonna say the Switch is gonna like fail or anything at launch. I'm just saying it's a little concerning.
Well then, if you're not gonna play the Switch, you can play some underrated games on Steam, because that's what we're talking about next. Let's go. So,
Oh god.
I'm gonna kick us off with this one, because I'm gonna take the opportunity to plug in one of my favorite games of all time that I've beat 9 times, and that's my most underrated game on Steam, Postal 2. Postal 2 is so fun. It makes you laugh. It gives you a challenge if you want it. It's a fun game. It's a good game. It's got a good story. It's so fun. I can't emphasize how fun it is.
Guys, it's fun.
That's one of the best games on Steam, in my opinion. And it's only like what, $10? And
It's also politically incorrect.
oh yeah, it's so good. I highly recommend that. And yeah, that's my underrated Steam game. You guys got an underrated Steam game?
I'll go,
I got one.
or you could go.
Yeah, you go, Nick. Yeah, you go, Nick.
One of the like I like hear a lot of like things about like alphas and like stuff for games. Like if the game like really has like a really long alpha, a lot of people are gonna give up on it. Well, this next game that I recommend had an alpha of 8 years. 8 years in the alpha stage that people could have tried out. They paid money, of course. The game I'm talking about is Overgrowth, the sequel to an already made game called Legaru. Overgrowth is about you're like a rabbit who kills other rabbits. It's cool. It's got like it's in beta right now and it's getting like a lot of support like with editor, and there's like a whole bunch of like community made maps for it and stories. And they actually added the campaigns from Legaru, the other game that they made. And I can't recommend this game enough. You can see that a lot of care and a lot of effort goes into the game. If you like check out their like alpha videos, like they make videos like showing off what's new in the patches that they make. So yeah, I really like the game. I can't wait till it actually comes out and gets out of the beta. It'd be really exciting. So yeah, go get it. I think it's on sale right now.
All right. For me, I got Call of Juarez Gunslinger.
Ooh.
Now, this is a This game is like $15, but it goes on sale all the time during Steam sales. Now, Call of Juarez Gunslinger is like an old-timey Western shooter, like you play as a bounty hunter, but it's like the man's telling the story as you play the game, and it's full of action. It's very fast-paced. It's fun. It's a Western shooter, and there's this one mission I remember that always made me laugh. So it's like you're in a shootout with cowboys, but then like the old man's talking, he says, "Oh wait, no, it was Indians." So then all the cowboys just switch to Indians in the middle of the fight, and then so you're just shooting and shooting. Then he says, "And I was low on ammo," and you just look down in the corner, and like all your ammo just depletes out of nowhere. So it's like while you're playing the game, he's telling the story, and sometimes he like messes up the story, and it's like everything just shifts. But it's a great shooter though. It's very fast paced. It's a Western story. Has the shootouts, has Billy the Kid, Gatling guns, dynamite. It's got it all.
I
And
love
it's
it.
very positive reviews also. It's a very good game.
I love the Car Wars series, except for
Oh
the
yeah.
Cartel. That one sucked. Anyway,
But I just always like, and I was low on ammo. Next thing you know, you only have 3 shots left in your revolver. You're like, what the hell? I just had like 200 bullets.
Now, I have a few favorite games, but let me tell you stories of buyer remorse. A very, very a story you will tell your children. I saw potential in an early access game, and I thought, hey, this is kind of gimmicky, but it's something new. It's something fresh. You might have heard about this game, and you might know this game as Block and Load.
Oh, baby.
No! And let me tell you, Block and Load currently right now is free to play. But before, when it was in early access, I think it was $15 or $20. And those are $15 and $20 I'll never get back. I wish I had known that it would become free to play, but there were signs that were visible. The game match time took too long, and the games would take too long too. It's like I like the concept of block and load. It's consider it like Minecraft, but like mixed with MOBA like elements, and you have to find a way to destroy infiltrate the enemy base and destroy their nexus shit. And you had unique characters, so it was kind of like TF2 too, but it was hard to love it because no one played it, and eventually it became like Super Monday Night Combat dead. But
Oh no.
there's some nice games like Portal, Portal 2, Left 4 Dead 2,
yay,
Team Fortress Classic.
Potato Rochelle.
But if I were to be serious, one of my favorite games that I ever enjoyed, that besides TF2 and any other game, was actually Killing Floor. And Killing Floor 2 is out, and apparently it's starting to be fun again. According to reviews, I'm not sure. I haven't played Killing Floor 2. But Killing Floor 1 was a magical experience for me. I got it when it was Christmas. That's when I bought it. And when I heard one of the Zeds come after me and just yell out, "I'm delicious," I fell in love. I fell in love with the concept of holiday themed enemies, whether it was Halloween, the summer, Christmas, you name it, they probably did it. And it was a wave clearing game, and it was fun. It felt satisfying to kill zombie like enemies. It felt like you were accomplishing something. And I played it a lot with the Kirby Triple Deluxe soundtrack, and I think that's what made it more memorable. And so, let's say your computer is a toaster, like my laptop here, and you can't run Killing Floor 2. Buy yourself Killing Floor 1. And even though it's kind of met its end, it's still a fun game to play by yourself or even with your friends. So if Tripwire, if you're listening to this podcast, you my dog.
I remember the Killing Floor 1 was like one of the only games I could play on like on my old like family computer because it was like a Windows Vista.
Oh man.
Rip.
You know what game I miss? I miss Ace of Spades before it was bought out by Jagex.
Before it was,
Jagex
like,
just ruined Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades was a very, very comfy game.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh god, that game was so fun. The Rocketeer was like very busted before Jagex bought the game, but now the Rocketeer sucks. So dumb. But yeah, like Ace of Spades was so cool. But now it's a dead game, and Jagex just ruined it.
Yeah, he's not my dog.
And not my dog.
You
Even
not
though they did make RuneScape, my childhood game, oh god, they screwed up.
Jagex, when you took away the wilderness, you broke my heart. All right, go on.
Then they brought it back, but then made EOC combat, so PvP's dead.
Well, you guys ruined my cool transition I came up with. But so we're just gonna move on then and talk about recently there's been lots of controversy on the server because Zamman made a change to the map where he changed the ammo pack in the sewer to a small ammo pack. So I wanna get your guys' thoughts on that change. Anyone wanna kick us off?
Who cares?
For me, it doesn't mean anything. Honestly, it's the same. It's no difference for me.
I thought it was a good change, but lots of people were up in arms about it.
Yeah, I thought it would make everything fair. It would make rounds quicker. Unfortunately, I don't see it as much of a big deal because as I was in the sewer with the newly changed smaller ammo pack, I see an engineer just building his stuff just fine in the sewer. And it felt like as if this ammo pack change did nothing at all.
Sure, yeah, it gets like annoying when you're like playing Pyro and you have to get ammo from the sewer and it's like really like there's not a lot of ammo, but I don't really care. It's not really a big deal.
I just play NG. I can just put down a dispenser and get unlimited ammo.
And
Yeah,
use the panic attack.
Yeah, a bunch of dumbasses complaining. Why not just play NG?
Real people don't play TF2. I think real people play block and load.
Oh no!
So I don't regret it.
Is that why no one plays block and load? Because
Real people play Ace of Spades.
No. Too soon.
Alright. Well, I guess we're pretty unanimous. Either don't care or it's a good change. So let's look at our next topic. The Saber Awards happened Tuesday, I think. No, Monday. They happened Monday. I live streamed them. How did they go? How do you guys think that the Saber Awards went?
I won Best NG and Best Couple with my baby girl Arkanthella, so it was good for me. I'd say everyone won what they were supposed to win.
Except me and Ada got shafted on Best Duo.
Oh,
Who the heck votes Mudkip and Wi-Fi? They're garbage.
Who the hell
What's
even
Mudkip
votes
anyway?
Mudkip? Yeah.
Who?
Because he's
Mudkip
just
won medic.
It's because he's the only one who plays medic, but even though he's bad at it, he's still the only one who plays it, so he's the best by default.
Well,
now, let me tell you something. Saber, you my dog, and these awards may have been named after you, but they will be nothing compared to the Z Awards. 3 years in the making.
This is gonna be the best award show yet. I can't wait.
If you guys want announcements of the Z Awards, please follow me on Z's Mean Bean Machine. It is an invite-only group, but just look at it every now and then. If you add me and ask me to invite you, I will say no, and I will block you.
You will
Agent
block
Barrel,
and
I'm pretty
load
sure
them?
you're already. I'm gonna scream. Agent Barrel, if you're listening, I hope your dog dies.
Aw.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, we unfortunately don't have any questions for this podcast because I forgot to post the thread yesterday, and the thread today had like no responses. So, we're gonna move on to our song recommendations, and then we'll close this episode. So, who wants to kick us off with the
Woo.
song recommendations?
I'll go.
All right, He-Man.
Your boy
kick us off.
He-Man. Well, I'm actually not going to recommend a metal song again today. I was going back through my old playlists and I found the band again, Volbeat. They're a band from they're a Danish band. I think Danish people live in Holland, Denmark. I think it's Denmark. Yeah. They're to describe their genre of music, it's like a mix of hard rock and rockabilly, country and metal, like all together. It's very interesting, and the lead singer has one of the most like just I don't know, I forgot the word, distinct, I guess you could say distinct, just voices like ever. Like his voice is just amazing. But the song I recommend by them is actually a cover of an old Hank Williams song, who's a Western singer, like cowboy hee-haw stuff. And it is Volbeat's "I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry." So it's their cover of the old Western song, but it has that Volbeat spin to it, where it's just kind of, it's like peppy. I honestly just don't know how to describe it. It's like metal and country mixed together. It's very good though. It's not screaming or anything. It's just Volbeats. That's all there is to it. But yeah, give it a listen. Crank it up. It's very good.
All right.
I want to go next.
Okay, Nick.
Okay. The song I'm gonna recommend is classic to our generation. Fuck Donald Trump. Is the name of my song. Great song.
By YG?
Yeah, by YG,
Hey!
your boy. No, but seriously. The song I am recommending is a classic. It's called Freebird by Leonard Skinnerd, I think is his name. I don't know how you pronounce it anyway.
Yeah.
I remember when I was little and I was like in my dad's car when he was still alive. I remember my dad like listening to this song, and then recently I was like, oh, what song did he listen to? Because I remember he listened to like a lot of Beatles and like a lot of this song on like his little mixtape he had. And I remember like, oh, what song did you listen to? Then I recently played GTA San Andreas, and they have the song in there, and they say, oh, it's Freebird by Leonard Skinner. And then I'm like, oh, that's what it was, and I got like really happy. Anyway, I have like a lot of like memories with this song. This song is fucking great. It's been on the long side, about 9 minutes, but it just gives you like this sense of like freedom. It's like you could just run away from your problems, and like you could just be like a free bird. And I really like it. It's a good feel song. It makes me feel good. So check it out.
All right. Z, you want to go? Or
Yeah, a quick comment. I do enjoy the song Freebird myself, but I laughed when I watched a video for Leonard Skinner's, whatever his name is a Sweet Home Alabama, because he's just singing, doing his stuff, and then out of nowhere in the background drops the Confederate flag. And so I thought to myself, free bird that cannot change. Ooh.
Yeah, Leonard's
But-
from a different era.
so Z, since you're from Miami, I'm guessing we're getting that Pitbull recommendation. Am I right?
Oh, listen to the entire album of Planet Pit, Mr. 305. he's my dog. He's everyone's dog because he's Pitbull, a breed of dog. But if I were to actually recommend an actual song,
Stitches.
no. I'm a very depressed boy deep down inside. Humor is a defense mechanism that us humans use to forget about what's actually going on. So
Dude,
I'll
that's
be
too real.
recommending some sad songs. And today's sad song is Crying by Roy Orbison. And you can kind of feel a little bit of Elvis vibes as he strums his guitar and sings about how he had been crying. And you just feel it. So, to all those teenage boys out there, Logic, this one's for you. And you're feeling for
Damn.
your girly or your boy that just recently broke your heart.
Waluigi, this is for you.
Waluigi, this is for you too.
I broke his heart.
Take a listen to Crying by Roy Orbison, and I guarantee you yourself might start crying.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I'm gonna suggest a song by yes, the most influential artist of the last 10 years, Mr.
Eminem?
Kanye West. Shut up. Mr. Kanye West himself on his what number of album? I think it was like his 6th. Yeezus. It's off of Yeezus. It's the best song off that album, and honestly, one of my it's probably at least top 10 of my favorite Kanye West songs. I'm gonna be recommending "Hold My Liquor." I think it features Chief Keef, and I think that's all it features. But I could be wrong. It's got this beautiful production. It's kind of eerie, and it has that industrial noise. You could tell he was going for kind of like a Death Grip sound almost on Yeezus, and you can really hear the industrial type noises in the beat, and Kanye's voice rides over it so nicely. The Chief Keef little part, that it's beautiful. Kanye made Chief Keef sound beautiful. And so I highly recommend this song. I've been playing it way too much recently because I recently realized how many songs that I used to listen to all the time weren't on my Spotify playlist. I still have to go through Nas's discography and add some of those back. But so definitely check that one out. And with that, I think we can call this episode over. So thank you all for watching. Thank you, Z, for filling Xenon's spot. Glad to have you.
Blessed days.
Rest in peace, Xenon.
And
Rest in peace, Non.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
And so Z, you my dog. So thank you all for watching. Watch us next week. Watch all the previous episodes. And keep like and subscribe, all that jazz. Thank you once again, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Peace.
Ah.